Ancient Forest Bus Brigade is here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to keep it from chopping into this area, which is the salmon sellway ecosystem. If we look out from the heights of the land in back of us later, you'll see a big drop-off all the way down to the Salmon River, which of course is the river of no return. The Bus Brigade started about 2 years ago to go around the west, both trying to defend wilderness wherever we saw it was going down, and also looking for a home, a permanent place to call our own. Every place we went, we saw the legendary Old West was disappearing under concrete, and wilderness was going with it. And it was kind of a sad 2-year journey, but then we found central Idaho. We got here and took one look around, kind of smiled at each other and said, this is it. This is the place to make our home, to call our home, and then to fight for. And so that's why this campaign started. And last year it was a small number of people, 20, 25, 30, doing the best we could to slow them down building the roads. They plan 145 miles of roads in what is presently a roadless area. And of course we know now that the roads cause more devastation than anything. The logging comes after that. If they don't build the roads, they don't do the logging. And what we got last year was a lot of press and a lot of turmoil and cost them a lot of money. But this year we're really focused, we're really highly organized in terms of knowing what we want to do and how we think we can stop them. Although as activists come here, we certainly want and expect their creative energy and input to really make the actions happen. All the Ancient Forest Bus Brigade does and has done is organize the logistics so that people can come here and know they'll be taken care of, they'll be fed, the equipment is here, the supplies are here, the communications gear is here, the media setup is all here, and then they can come and they can be plugged into the woods themselves, spend 4 or 5 days grounding themselves in the area, in the issues, in the history, and in the politics, grounding themselves in woods skills, and grounding themselves in nonviolence philosophy and tactics, so that when they come out of these woods 5 or 6 days after they get here, we think they'll be ready to do whatever chaotic creativity comes to the surface.
So the hardest problem I've found out here is being able to tell the loggers from the earth-firsters. I don't know what it is. They're tricky sons of bitches.
Camouflage. Camouflage is the best defense. You gotta look like them.
Think like them.
Act like them.
It's gotta play and be like them.
I want to welcome everybody to Cove Mallard Base Camp. What's it like running a kitchen for all these people?
It's fun because we have a lot of people that help, and the people that help are really good people, and they know what they're doing, and they're anxious to help. Without everybody's help, none of this would ever get done.
Right. We look a little out of place in this kitchen.
This is my home kitchen. This is where I cooked since we've been on the road the last 20 months.
Who's we?
The Ancient Forest Bus Brigade.
All right. So how many people you anticipate feeding?
I have no idea. Anywhere from hundreds to maybe 1,000, we hope.
All right.
That'll get up there.
So what's the word to get people out here?
It's the last biggest wilderness left to save. There's none as big as this in the lower 48 states left.
Huh.
What we're talking about, Mike, is a planned cut in between two of the largest roadless areas in the lower 48 states. There's a map right here, the cut area. And we need your help.
Yep, sure do.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Okay, here we are coming upon a culvert, which is used to divert water from washing out the road.
Notice how the road is falling into the stream and washing through the culvert. The Forest Service, however, has mitigated this process by placing hay bales in the way. These hay bales are sunk in a good foot of silt. This is the 10th or 11th culvert we passed
Oh my God.
in a half a mile or so.
Thanks for getting my shoe, Ron.
No problem. The roadway is very soft. It's being washed away. There's going to be a lot of silt that comes out of this one, gang.
This culvert is half buried by the sediment. Sediment which is coming from this road cut, which, as you can see, has completely collapsed into the stream bed.
You mean you don't feel writing to your senator and congressman could put a stop to this?
Well, I tried that.
Our forests down in Georgia have been destroyed. They're pretty much tree farms. We don't have any more wilderness down there. It's all owned by Georgia Pacific, and I don't want that happening out here. We have a chance to save our lands, and we need to. And I want to be a part of saving it, so I'm trying to save it. I'm willing to put down my body for it.
Is this or is this not Daryl Cherney in Idaho?
The rumor has it around here, Becky,
Detroit, and
that if any clear cuts occur this summer, we will have a joined one matching your head. Is it the truth or just rumor?
No, actually the truth is that...
we'll see when it happens whether it's the truth or just rumor. It can only be rumor at this point. Hopefully nothing will get cut. This is a nice, pretty healthy head of hair. Look at all this old growth back here, and then the endangered species would never survive without the old growth. So. But even this stuff's important, these little trees. No more can go.
hearken and nod. Each thought that he saw the true God. So they squared off into nations. Let fly the desecrations. Now, don't you think that's rather odd? Caspar Weinberger, puddin' and pie, gave weapons to the Contras, made people die. When the prosecutor came out to play, little Georgie pardoned away. Wee Willie Clinton rode throughout the town, promising to bring the monster deficit down. No tax and spend liberal, instead don't spend and raise the tax. But will the loopholes for those who can afford it get the axe? Wee Willie Clinton waved the red, white, and blue. Georgie Porgy was ready to fight. I'm ready to fight too. But beware of Republicans bearing little gifties. Wee Willie inherited some ugly wars. Now isn't that just nifty? Plutonium rod's hot. Plutonium rod's cold. Plutonium has a half-life, thousands of years old. Now some like it hot, but most like it cold, 'cause someone left the safety gauges covered in dust and mold. Taffy was a rich man. Taffy was a thief. Taffy made financial choices, caused a lot of grief. So I went up to Taffy's house and left a teepee streamer and a potato in the smokestack of his brand new Beamer. But Taffy was a rich man. He called the police. They take care of Taffy like they would their own niece. So you better look sharp and you better look good, or they're gonna shake you down in Taffy's neighborhood. So I went down to Taffy's factory on the dirty side of town. I took a can of napalm and I burned the fucker down. 3 little kittens couldn't bear their kittens, and they began to cry. Oh, mother dear, see here, see here. We've aborted our kitties and hung them out to dry. Naughty little kittens, you've blood on your mittens. How dare you make your little babies die? Now 3 little kittens have raped their women and hung them out to dry. Oh, mother dear, see here, see here. We've raped our women and hung them out to dry. Oh, what spunky little cats. Who gave permission for that? It was God who lives up in the sky. Oh, well, good little kittens. You've washed your mittens. Now we get to watch women die. Good night, children.
Yeah. What's the problem here?
We can't have you disrupting the workplace. You're gonna have to leave.
Okay.
You can't take pictures of federal building.
What's that?
You can't take pictures of that.
In a federal building? That's yeah, we're just a few seconds. Let y'all celebrate Earth Day a little. Get back in touch with your roots.
The day they decided to do this, the dictionary is hooked up to the page that has the dogs on it.
Have a little humor. It is Earth Day. We know you guys like to destroy it. So did you know it was illegal to film in a federal building? Going up.
Going up and away.
Want me to start?
Go for it.
Okay, I'm reading the 10 Commandments for the environment in honor of Earth Day, in honor of Earth Week, and above all in honor of Clancy Gordon, who started this tradition. Thou shalt not have any other earth or planet beyond this one, so love it and treat it with respect. Thou shalt not make a graven image to worship, such as a computer. Thou shalt not take the name of any polluting industrialist in vain, except on odd or even-numbered days of the week. Remember Earth Day, to keep it holy. Thou shalt honor thy Mother Earth and Father Sun by having only 2 children and living in harmony and peace. Thou shalt not kill those species of animals in the ocean and on the land which have reduced populations, especially whales. Thou shalt not commit adulterated acts upon the earth or foods we consume. Thou shalt not steal the rights of the female species to be equal in all ways to the male. Thou shalt not be false witness for legislators, such as Montana's senators and representatives, who introduce legislation to weaken or destroy present environmental laws. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's Cadillac, nuclear power plants, nuclear bombs, missiles, and non-returnable aluminum and glass containers. Again, that's in honor of Clancy Gordon.
Hello, fans. My name is Lush Bimba, and I'm a genuine American cheese. I'm directly descended from the precious loins of America's founding fathers, who have nothing to do with losing mothers. Did you tune into last night's State of the Union address? What a joke! Did you see boring Albert Gore up there on the podium? What's Gore always grinning about anyway? Every time I see that boob, I say, blood and gore all over the floor, and me without my spoon. I'm a cannibal at heart, nothing better than a greasy liberal to gnaw on. And where was Socks the cat? Maybe over at the vet's getting fixed. Yep, getting docked. Has Clinton been fixed yet? Now that he's out of Arkansas, Clinton has the Secret Service watching out whenever Bell has got a mind to stroke the cat. Oh yeah, our fearless leader loves to head for Lincoln's bedroom and pet the putty tat. You know, someone asked me today why they should watch my show. I just told them I have over 22 million listeners on radio each day and over 3 million on TV each night. And that didn't shut them up, though, so I told them I make over 2 million a year. I mean, come on. You know, folks, I'm a broadcaster first. My show is a private enterprise in broadcasting. And judging from the size of my audience, my show's a success. You folks like me. You know, some people don't think I'm funny. I don't care. Liberals, women, environmentalists, they don't think I'm very funny. Something else I wanted to get back to. People ask me what I like to eat. Well, I like oatmeal, pizza, spaghetti, rice, potatoes, sauerkraut, grease, sardines, sheep balls, horse meat, raw dough, beef cake, patty cakes, cheesecakes, head cheese, little chihuahuas, and cocker spaniels. You know, folks, one of Montana's senators is a good conservative, Conrad Burns. He's absolutely perfect for Washington, 'cause he's got a no-brain kind of fella. He's so bright that when he first was leaving Montana to catch a plane to Washington, he saw a sign saying airport left, so he turned around and went home. Senator Burns told me that just the other day about his latest proposal. We should eat up all the endangered species, and then we could eliminate the Fish and Wildlife Service. In fact, we should make a stew out of a grizzly bear, bald eagles, salmon, and wolves, and give it away on the soup lines out in Montana. And have you seen those new government TV ads for rubbers? Did you ever imagine your tax dollars spent on telling people how to erect a condominium on their privates? I mean, did you ever try to get one of those little things on your old G. Willikers? It's a real struggle. But you know me, I'm an old softy. And my little Johnny Willie always tells me, no love without the glove. Well, folks, that's all for tonight. Remember, I'm hooked on phonics, and you should be too. Everything in English can be reduced to just 3 basic grunts and a whistle. Forget vowels, reduce and forget consonants. Just remember 3 grunts and a whistle, and that's all you need. So anyway, I'll see you next time.
Yes, 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 obsessed. Yes, obsess. Yes, 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 obsess. Yes, 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 obsession.
Get obsessed with Calvin Swine.
Yes, yes.
Dad! Talk to me, Dad!
Simply amazing. This forest giant is the largest known tree of its kind standing in Montana. Indeed, it measures 78 inches in diameter at its breast. It is also the Montana state tree. It contains roughly 17,000 board feet of lumber, which can build an average 2 houses. This time of year, it drops its cones, as we can see. It's now falling from the tree. This tree is 377 years old, and it's still growing, as we can see. There, high in its branches, is a mountain lion. This is a Ponderosa Pine. It was here since time immemorial.
A tiny 5% of the people in the world consume 1/3 of its resources and produce almost half the non-organic waste. Those people are us.
And now, news from the Information Highway with Misty and Candy.
Once again this winter, wild buffalo are wandering outside the boundaries of Yellowstone National Park, causing concern for motorists. Yesterday, one buffalo bull began butting heads with cars after motorists surrounded the animals for photo opportunities. After the bull attacked 37 cars and trucks, traffic was backed up for over 2 miles. As of today, authorities have not been able to corner the beast because fences cannot contain it. Silly buffalo. The U.S. Army offered today to catch the buffalo as if they can catch a buffalo, if they in turn could use the bull in counter-offensive maneuvers. The Humane Society of America objects to the Army's idea. Good for them, claiming following orders is an unethical treatment of wild animals. To you, Candy.
Thank you, Connie. I just want to tell everybody that I have a serious cold this weekend. And so you'll just have to bear with my sniffles. Ozone. Ozone 2, the artificial ozone layer launched by NASA last fall, has collapsed. We never really expected Ozone 2 to last anyway, said a NASA spokesperson. In fact, we're kind of glad to have it out of the way. Ozone 3, which is made of plywood, will be launched at sunrise tomorrow. The nearest Southgate Mall and KB Toy and Hobby manufacturers of the popular children's toy, My First Toaster, have been charged with violating Section 4, Article 3 of the Freedom of Imagination Act. My First Toaster is a realistic pop-up toaster which comes with 4 slices of styrofoam bread. Regulators say the styrofoam bread too closely resembles real factory bread. The manufacturers of My First Toaster has agreed to withdraw from the product, but will continue to sell its equally popular adult version, My 43rd Toaster. This toaster also comes with 4 slices of styrofoam bread, but adults are exempt from the Freedom of Imagination Act because, according to Section 5, Article 9, by that age, you really should know better. The Montana legislature has banned breastfeeding. Sorry, women. 9 out of 10 doctors' tests prove that breasts can be used more efficiently to promote automobile sales, said a government spokesperson.
Archaeologists have finally found something of great importance. They've found God. Archaeologists working in a theoretical field claim to have found God. Now all we have to do is figure out how old it is and how it worked, if at all. prayed someone for the find. Many philosophers are not surprised by the discovery, claiming that they too have found God. Besides, if they, the archaeologists, found anything, they probably found no thing. One philosopher essayed, "At least that's what I've found. I know that I've found God." Experts are baffled. Researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology have discovered that the human brain, just like Misty's, is very much like a lady's purse. According to a spokesperson, you just never know what might be in there, which is so true.
Sure is.
Are we rolling? We're rolling.
Special report. Daredevil great Evel Knievel has announced he will try to jump over the Berkeley pit in his hometown of Butte in an effort to draw attention to this to the city's serious drinking water pollution problem. The event is expected to be a big one, and Knievel hopes to raise millions of dollars for water filters. He's such a hero. Knievel said he might not make it all the way over the pit on his repaired rocket cycle, Sky Cycle, but he added he has no choice. I love Butte. And you know, I'm right there with him. I'm Irish. And maybe it's time I die for Butte, he says. Knievel is hoping to attempt the jump on April 1st. I know I'll be there. Back to you, Misty.
Thanks. Public mystery solved. After several weeks of certain investigation, members of a specially obvious police squad have located Away. Away is where your garbage goes when we dispose of it, said an obvious official. Although we've always known that, we've never really known what it meant. After tracking a truckload of garbage en route to Away, the obvious police concluded that the garbage ends up staying roughly where we put it. That's roughly what seems to happen, he said. News that Away had been discovered was met with reactions. I never knew what happened to my garbage when I put it on the curb for pickup, said one resident. All I knew was that by morning it was gone. Away is a good place for it, I guess. Smart resident. Other residents also found the news comforting. Now that the mystery is solved, someone sighed, we can once again go about our lives just as we used to before all this, mystery. A warning has been issued to people going away for the weekend. Watch out.
The Missoula Chamber of Commerce has devised an innovative scheme to solve two pressing problems: lack of parking and green space. The new greening plan calls for the creation of parks. A park will only accept green cars, creating when near full the illusion of more green space. Solving two problems simultaneously is nothing short of a miracle, said one parker, and it's actually quite pleasing to the eye. Is NATO's new smart move really a smart move? The United States government plans to airdrop 2 child families, complete with white picket fences and 3-car garages, all over the globe. Shh. I spy. NASA recently launched a new spy satellite capable of reading your thoughts. Previous spy satellites were only able to read license plates, but now they can read your mind, thought someone in the know. According to one Big Brother watcher, the only way to protect your thoughts is to think of nothing but license plate numbers. This surely subverts subversive thinking in a huge way.
We've got some good news for our little Cabbage Patch Kids. A spokesperson for the American Right to Life Association has announced that the group intends to broaden its base of operations to include Cabbage Patch Kids. Sweet kids. These kids are being abandoned all over the country in rich neighborhoods as well as in poor, said the spokesperson. They have rights that need to be protected. Cabbage Patch Kids possess adoption papers and birth certificates. Legal experts predict that the Supreme Court will be forced to decide whether the dolls are eligible for constitutional protection, which they should be, baby bonuses, and ultimately health insurance. We also intend to legal action against those who have abandoned these dolls, said the spokesperson. We just need to gather up some more bills of sale and letters to Santa to strengthen our case. I hope everyone participates in this.
The big question tonight is, are people on TV merely acting? TV Guide interest groups issued a trance-breaking public reminder today. People on television are paid to act the way they do. We tend to forget that TV is a fiction with no beginning, middle, or end, the public reminder said in person. So tell me, does that mean that I'm acting? In agriculture, a group of anarchist cows in the United States have staged a free-fall protest against what they call excessive human control. The renegade bovines parachuted into downtown New York yesterday and tied up traffic for several hours before police could impose order. Officials from the American Institute for Domestication and Control have opened talks with the cows at their headquarters in Jersey City. That sounds like a real riot. A Missoula squirrel has been charged with trespassing. He's the first squirrel to ever get issued a ticket. The squirrel was discovered in a College Street dumpster eating a privately discarded pizza crust. It's real rough times for everyone out there these days, folks.
I've got some good news, though. Meat is now found vegetarian safe. Most commercial meat is now vegetarian safe, said spokesperson for the meat industry. We've done some tests, and there's not much actual meat there anymore, they coughed. Great news for me.
Well, I guess there's a few more things in the Barnyard News. Under the new Landlord and Insect Act, people doing yard work must now provide all local insects with 48 hours advance notice before rezoning rock, soil, and other insect homes. This is a way of helping our insects out. And officials from the Department of Food and Zookeeping have announced that due to increased growth of chickens, the minimum size for a chicken cage will be increased by 2/3 of a cubic inch. That way, all chickens will be able to be fit into an egg carton. That's the news tonight.
Montana's favorite folk songs with the legendary Chester Shadow. Sing along to songs such as Rush is Right.
I hope we don't have to fight. Believe me, I know Rush is right. He says what he knows and he's right, I suppose, 'cause he's got 2 shows day and night. And I just know Rush is right. Rush is right.
Yes, you will love these favorites such as I Release Cutthroats.
I don't go over my limit, and I seldom use my boat. I fly fish 'cause it's fun, and I release cutthroats. Oh yes, I release cutthroats.
Included is
he told me as we gazed up at the stars, no matter where you ride, that's where you are. No matter where you ride, that's where you are. He told me as we gazed up at the stars.
You will love Please please don't come in, wet dogs. Please don't come in, wet dogs. Wet dogs, please stay outside. Wet dogs, how'd you get so wet? Oh, stay outside, my stinky pet. Yes, you'll love them all. He knew that he'd have to hurry, go and poo, so no one would worry. Then he thought, yes he thought, after he had gone, never squat with your spurs on. You'll love I'd Rather Be Hunting. Satellite TV and stereo in my living room. But darling, do you know something? I'd rather be hunting. I'd rather be hunting. Oh, order now and get this special offer. Just call Chester's Shadow now while this offer lasts, for it won't last forever.
Large-scale atmospheric instability over the ocean is giving rise to the development of strong mesoscale convective systems. Copious low-level moisture and high solar insolation, coupled with strong directional and magnitudinal wind shear with height, is augmenting the intensity of these systems as they propagate east-northeastward over the oceans, giving rise to potential for severe thunderstorm activity. Decreasing surface pressure stimulates low-level convergence and increasing baroclinicity, while a particularly potent upper-level tropospheric jet stream increases divergence aloft, sustaining the convective activity throughout the nocturnal hours. Note that there are several convective systems indicated here. This one in particular indicating the classic anvil shear-off and the strong overshooting cumulonimbus dome so characteristic of severe thunderstorm activity. Newer convection spurred on by diurnal heating coupled with distinct and active outflow boundaries will ensure the continued development of strong convective activity through tonight into tomorrow. Oh, the wind and rain. Here we have an exquisitely developed tropical cyclone over the Pacific Ocean west of the Hawaiian Islands. Warm sea surface temperatures coupled with warm sea surface temperatures along with warm sea surface temperatures with a gradual east-west pressure gradient and very weak wind shear have given rise to the development of this powerful typhoon as it propagates east toward the Hawaiian Islands. Note the well-developed outer convective band spiraling inward to the main rain shield. Also, the extensive convective development Also note the extensive Also note the extensive convective development downstream of the typhoon as it propagates eastward. While extreme convective activity occurring at the eye wall is indicated by the presence of the characteristic overshooting cumulonimbus domes, indicative of violent winds and torrential downpours at the surface. Strong subsidence south and west of the storm has suppressed all convection and cloud cover, giving rise to clear skies, light winds, and very warm temperatures at the surface. As the final installment of tonight's weather segment, I want to inform the public at large that we have just completed an intensive study to determine whether or not such things as the buildup of greenhouse gases, the destruction of the ozone layer, deforestation, pollution of the oceans, and so forth, is actually creating any problems as far as the Earth's climate and weather patterns are concerned. And in all honesty, people, there's only one place where we've found where there's anything to worry about. And that place is right here. So unless you're from anywhere else except in this place here, you have absolutely nothing to worry about these effects, and you can believe anything that the corporate media is telling you. Unless you're from the third stone from the sun, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. So I hope I've helped you to rest assured not to... So I hope you all feel better and you won't further be alarmed by any of these sensationalist reports that some of these people are giving you concerning global climate change or alterations in weather patterns or desertification or any of that other absolutely ridiculous crap. In conclusion, we can go on doing as we've been doing, driving our automobiles wherever we want to, consuming fossil fuels, destroying rainforests, pouring chlorofluorocarbons into the atmosphere, and just living like white Americans should live.